Hi, this is Tiji Thomas with the UnSelling System. So glad you could join me for today's training. Hopefully you've been enjoying many of these trainings that you've been seeing, so make sure that you are hitting that like button and sharing this video if you get value. Only if you get value, please share it, because I am here for our unselling community or new people, new members like yourself that are looking to join our community. So I am ready for today's training. So today what I want to talk about is the 5 keys to become the best you possible in your sales business. Now we can actually call this the 5 P's of becoming the best you in sales, because all 5 of these keys start with the letter P, all right? So sit back, get your notebook ready, take notes, but also take action. It's very important that you take action on these trainings, on these tips that I give, because I really want to impact as many businesses as possible, as many sales professionals as possible as well. The first thing is key, or P number 1, is plan. You want to plan for the day. Also plan for the week. I speak to so many salespeople that go into their days and their weeks and they don't look at their schedule. They don't know what's going on. And sometimes what will happen is you will find yourself on a lot of calls, and if you don't take the necessary breaks in between, you're not going to be at your best, you that you can be when you're talking to your future customer. So again, I'm not sure exactly what industry you're in. You may be doing 15, 20-minute calls on the phone, or doing Zoom calls, or maybe a 30-minute to an hour call, but make sure that you plan breaks in between there as well. You have to know, let's say that you have 7 calls for the day. Well, if you just go in and not know the time that you have in between calls, you're not going to be able to prepare for your next call, for one, and you're not going to be able to do get the rest that you need between calls as well. You have to be mentally prepared for every call that you're on. Sometimes when you're in sales, you may have a bad call and you don't want to hop on the next call right away. So make sure that you have some buffer time in there as well. So make sure that you plan for your day, and weekly planning is well advised. I plan for my calls weekly and daily. So before I get on the phone with anyone, I know what my schedule looks like. Know your schedule. I want you to treat this as a business, your business, and not a job. Okay, so plan and get ready for your day. Now, P number 2, I kind of touched on a little bit, is prepare. Prepare for your call. We're not talking about cold calling here. So again, if you're watching this video, these trainings that I'm doing with the UnSelling System, talking about our unselling community, is not for people that cold call. Again, if you cold call, there's ways to turn them into warm leads. But the unselling process, UnSelling System works the best when you are talking to people that are, that you're put in front of, that either they requested information, request a strategy call, or went to fill out a survey, or went to a webinar where they schedule a breakthrough session, something to that effect. But you want to prepare. Okay, so some of the students I work with actually have students fill out questionnaires or get some data about them before the call, which is really recommended. But know who you're going to be speaking with, if at all possible. Okay, if you're not doing it, you may want to look at building this into your sales process, sending a survey or a questionnaire to them beforehand, so that way you can actually prepare for each individual call, find out what their needs are, what their wants are, what target market they're part of. So really getting the details down. So you want to plan, and then you want to prepare. So the third P, which is one of the most important, is put your future customer first. And using the terminology future customer, because in my mind, I'm looking at them as not a customer yet, but they're a future customer. That way of thinking helps me, and it can help you as well. So I always use that terminology. But put your future customer first. So what I mean by that is make sure that you are not going into this looking at them as a sale to increase your commissions or make more money. Look at them as an individual. Okay, detach yourself from the sale. Put them first and look solely to serve them. If you truly believe your product or service is life-changing, well, you want to start changing lives one at a time, right? That's why you're doing these one-to-one calls. So find out what they need, because again, even though your product or service is one product or service, now it could be like different versions or different levels of that product or service, but it's one thing that you have, but you speak to individuals. They have different needs, they have different wants, they have different desires, different dreams. Find out what that is, and find out which one of those, or if they have 2 or 3 of them, how your product or service is going to help them. You're going to know by really getting to know them. So really just put them first. Detach yourself. Don't think about the money. Think about helping change their life. And I assure you, if you do that and you focus on it, and they know you're coming from a good place, and you're doing that, you'll get them. You will get them in your commission check or in your bank account, in your wire, okay? So make sure that you put your future customer first. So key or P number 4 is probe with deeper questions. Probe with deeper questions. So this actually comes really from this previous key that I said about putting your future customer first. You want to ask not just generic or general questions, maybe that your company tells you to ask, or maybe you thought about a surface question like, hey, what do you do for a living? Or what is your business about? Or how do you serve people? Or how do you help people? How do you go about writing your emails? How do you go about developing a product? How do you go about doing this? So you're asking surface questions, they're going to give you an answer. And sometimes people don't think about asking a deeper question and they'll move on to the next question. The way that you're going to help your future customer is by truly listening to what they say, what they want. And one of the ways you do that and let them see that you're listening is ask follow-up questions. So if you ask them, hey, what do you do for a living? Well, I'm a programmer, or I write code or whatever. I'm a computer programmer. Oh, okay. So can you tell me what exactly is that you do with computer programming? How does that help people? Do you get to interact with a lot of people? Do you work with a team? How do you enjoy doing what you do? How long have you been doing it? So these are some follow-up questions that shows that I'm listening. And I will tell you that people love being heard. They think about yourself. Do you want to be heard? Do you want people to cut you off? Do you want to say something that you want a follow-up question to, that they go off on a tangent or go off talking about themselves? People want to be heard. So probe with deeper questions. Ask follow-up questions. One is you will show your future customer that you're listening to them, but the other thing is you're going to get data. You're going to get information that's going to help you when it comes time to close the deal. Does that make sense? All right, so you got those 4 P's so far. The last P is one of the most important, is present. Present only after you have discovered these needs, wants, and desires from your future customer. And then you close the sale, right? So many people present too early. They don't present at the right time and they end up losing the sale. So make sure that you listen, so you connect with them, you really find out what their desires are, and only after you find out what the desires are, then you will get permission to present it. John, I really appreciate, or Mary, I really appreciate you spending that time letting me know what's going on in your business. I think we may be able to help you out. If it's okay with you, with your permission, I just want to go and talk a little bit about what it is that we do to see how we can help you with A, B, C, and D. So if they told you they have A, B, C, or A, B, C, and D, those are issues, then you want to let them know, hey, listen, I think that we can maybe be able to help you out. If you give me an opportunity, let me just share with you what it is that we do and how we can help you with A, B, C, or D. Make sense? All right, so if you guys got those 5 P's down, go ahead and do it. Let me recap them real quick. Okay, so number 1 is plan. Got it? Plan. Number 2 is prepare. 3 is put your future customer first. 4 is probe with deeper questions to your future customer. And 5 is present only after you have discovered what their needs, wants, dreams, and desires are. And that'll help you get the MBO at the end, which a lot of people like to call the close. I like to call the mutually beneficial outcome. We want to help people. We're here to help people and change their lives. If you do these things, it's going to help you become the best you in sales, okay? You guys are awesome. I hope you enjoyed this training. Again, if you want to really find a little bit more of our UnSelling community, and also there's a free training that I've done. If you look below in the description, you should see a link that guides you to this on-demand training that I've done. You want to have pen and paper handy as well, because I really get to the nitty-gritty of how to use this type of integrity-based, and it's not a technique-based strategy. It's really an integrity-based strategy as opposed to a technique that shows people how to get sales on one-on-one interactions. So if you need anything, definitely let us know. Let me know how you enjoyed this video in the comments, and check out the video and let me know what you think. You guys have a great day. Bye.